One component of any flip athletic program is the communication. To facilitate communication between yourself, your parents, your players. And with this form we'll see right here, it's to facilitate communication between you as coaching staff and your players' academic performance. Lots of times coaches ask players to, say teachers, to fill out a documentation, sometimes a little bit too much. So what we've done, we've created a form which is essentially a tick box, checks basically, and which will be sent to the teacher's inbox in their Gmail. They can quickly open this thing up and they can just add their name, and next to the player's name, here it's blank, but basically I'm going to put 12 here because of the grade they're in. I have all my players, and when it's set up, I'll have our rows of our players and our columns, and basically, I mean, you could have this say lots of things particular to your school and your academic needs, but this is just a working example here. So the columns will read: did not complete homework, late to class, not prepared for an assessment, disrespectful. Put a lot more stuff in there, as I mentioned. And we'll have all my 18 players in the roster, and then I hit done. It'll look something like this. I can add a theme. It's not really necessary. Plain isn't such a bad thing. Various themes. Go back to editing. Now what I will do, I will save this as a template, and I will send it out. Basically, this is completely up to you. I will send mine out every week. You might send out every 2 weeks. Might send it out on a Friday based on how your players did in school that week. Sort of standard checking up on their academic performance. And all of this will be relayed back to me. Relayed back to me in the form of a Google spreadsheet. So all I'm going to do is, if this was my final, if I put the week on here instead of template, I keep this as a template. I open it up as a spreadsheet. Show what that looks like. So I'm in my current drive. I open up my spreadsheet. And here it is. I can just go File, make a copy, and I just put this week's date. I can organize all these as always into a specific collection or folder. A little slow there. So File, make a copy. Says it's working. Then I just get rid of my template. I might put week of October 10th, etc., etc. Done. Let's go to form, edit form, email form. Now I would have my contacts. I would go ahead and create a contact through my Gmail. If you want to refer to the video for the communication with teachers and parents, I have my various contacts for my 2 teams: parent contact, a player contact, and I have the specific, in this case, got on my JV team. I got grades 9 and 10, a couple 11s. I have those teachers who only deal with those boys, because as you know, I mean, if you're getting stuff in your email which doesn't pertain to you, they get a little annoyed with your athletic program. I'll go ahead and send it to myself. And of course, you check on include form and email, because that way it's much more easier for them. In my Google Docs, it pops up. It would show up like this: from flipfootball@gmail.com, high school football player academic performance template. And as you can see, it's physically in the email. They just put their name, Mr. Smith. Of course, here we have the players' would-be names, 12th grade player, 12th grade player. If I had any issues, he doesn't have to touch it. If he has no issues with any of my players, he looks down, these kids are cool, he doesn't even respond. Goes back to his inbox. If he has even one, and was something as grave as disrespectful, just ticks that. If this kid was late to class, ticks that. Ticks that. Anything else to say? Was late with no excuse, blah, 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 blah. Just hit submit. Now we're back on our document, and you can see the date. I mean, in theory, you don't have to make copies if you want to, keep up with your timestamps. I like to make the copies because that way the teachers know it's not the same document every time. It specifically says for that week. It's a little bit more detailed. And if you have more than one athletic program, I don't know. I think with the dates it might be a bit more organized. So we can see here it has. So it says player weekly performance. Here it says 12 in parentheses. It would say 12, that student's name. Here it's 12, late to class. Our grade 11 kid down here at the end. He was disrespectful, and there's the note. And the note, of course, because it's an open note, the teacher would know to go ahead. It's implied to go ahead and mention the student's name. So basically, this is a very efficient way for you, and more so for the teachers, because once again, I mean, they have things they got to do. You want them to be invested, so you try to make it as minimal for them in terms of disturbing their daily flow. Shows up in an email. Tick, 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 check the box, send it, and that's it. And if I have any serious issues like disrespectful, I can take my time, go and find them, and they can tell me in a matter of 30 seconds instead of them having to write some sort of a long report and a document, etc.